Welcome to ETimes, and thank you for this wonderful Gili Puchi. It was really entertaining, and there were like so many tones of it. There was casteism, there was love, there was this husband, and like really entertaining. So I really want to start with Konkana. What is the feedback that you are getting for the role for Bharti?
I've been getting a lot of love for Bharti and for Priya and for the film. A lot of feedback, a lot of love. I think because of social media, I've been able to directly get, speak to people who've liked the film, some artwork for the film, like great comments. So not just from media or from critics, but actually from audiences. So it's been absolutely fantastic, amazing. I'm very grateful and overwhelmed.
Which is the best feedback which you've received till now? The best compliment, maybe, if you were to pick.
So a few people said that they forgot that it was me, Konkona, playing the part. That was so nice.
Yeah, true. I totally agree with it. Even I felt like you were totally different. Your body language was completely transformed in that. So, given a choice, would you want a different ending for Bharti?
Yeah, I mean, in the sense that she should have got the job. She should, she should have got the job, and I wish she didn't have to. I wish she had met a partner who loved and respected her.
Right. Neeraj sir, would you want a different ending? I mean, obviously, it is your story and your baby, but do you feel that you would have thought of a different ending?
I mean, narratively, I think I'm happy with the ending. That's how it's for the kind of way the narrative went through. That Priya had to um reject the love that she wants to pursue, but she kind of backs off. I mean, for that kind of thing, I think Bharti is silently asserting her power and basically taking what's rightfully hers. I think that's the best climax. That teacup sipping is, I think, the best statement. I would not change it.
Right. Also, the story had casteism. There was a bit of undertone of patriarchy as well, women's sexuality. So, like from all of these, which will you think was the most important thing which you wanted to highlight?
See, a highlight as such, yes. I mean, there is a lot on caste, but there's a lot on sexuality also. But I think the idea was not to that was the idea actually, to not isolate one identity and make it the mainstay. The idea was to make it intermingle and interact with other identities and sort of talk about how all of these identities live in conjunction. They don't live in isolation. They don't exist in isolation. We do get affected by state. We do get affected by how our friends see us, our multiple roles that we play in our daily lives. So all of that has to be seen. That's the idea.
Right. Also, if I had to come back to Konkana, you've adopted a very different body language in the film. So, what sort of prep went into it?
Um, so to begin with, Neeraj had given me a book called, I don't know exactly which prep was for which particular identity, but since there were several that one had to inhabit. So I'll just kind of tell you generally. Neeraj gave me this fantastic book called Coming Out as Dalit by Yashika Dutt, which is a fantastic book, which recently won an award, and I would recommend that everybody read it. He also recommended I rewatch a film called Three Colors Blue by Krzysztof Kieslowski. And there's another film that deeply inspired me, a film called Below Her Mouth, which is a lesbian love story, which has an actress called Erica Linder, a Canadian actress, who really inspired me, her performance, as well as Hilary Swank from Boys Don't Cry. So this film and these performances I had seen like way back, but they had affected me very deeply at that time. So something I must have retained. It must have affected me deeply at that time. Other than that, I think I have encountered many women like Bharti, similar to Bharti in real life. I mean, I think we all have if we keep our eyes and ears open. So it's not like it was like I'm, playing an alien. Like I have no context or I have no reference or I don't know what this is, or some fantastic and magical, like I'm not playing a witch like an Ekti. I'm playing a real person. I've come across people like this. So it was somewhere I had to go within myself to, remember how I had been affected by people like this, by performances like this, and just try to remember that. somewhere I feel also that it's not like I really feel like a woman all the time, you know. I feel like I have a man inside me also, because I know what gender performances are. Sometimes I feel like the way I act as a woman in other films or in real life, that's also a performance. I'm not really completely like that all the time in my real life either. And I feel we have these different people, we have everything inside us already, you know. Like I feel like men also have a version of a woman inside them, and vice versa. So I just kind of try to reach into that within myself.
Very nice perspective, actually. Also, just to follow it up, like throughout the short story, we saw you moving from emotions of resentment to friendship, and then there's revenge in the end. So, as a creative person, how do you go from one emotion to other?
You know, luckily it's all connected. So it's not like it made sense, because you know, one, it was born like one from the other, because there is causality. You know, we see that she is trying to. We see that she's Bharti is a very qualified person who's good at her job, who is deserving of this position. She sees somebody else get it who is not deserving of that position, but is probably able to get it because, Priya Sharma belongs to a dominant caste person. And that is the reality in our country, where positions of power are overwhelmingly statistically held by people who are in dominant castes. And she is unable to get it through rightful means. And it is complicated by the fact that she is actually very attracted to the same woman who she kind of resents for getting that job. Initially, of course, the resentment is towards the boss and the people at the factory. But I think eventually, when she tells Priya, and she comes out to Priya as Dalit, and she feels betrayed by Priya, because Priya is actually participating in this by being cast blind, so to speak. She's participating in existing systems of oppression by not inviting her in to her birthday, to the cake cutting, by just watching, witnessing Bharti's humiliation and not doing anything about it, by telling her own mother-in-law about Bharti's background, by accepting the fact that Bharti's given a steel cup, etc. by the end of it. So it very organically you can see that Bharti is disillusioned. So those were easy in that sense to perform, in the sense that because it's written so organically, and I could understand and follow the journey of those emotions. It's written into the script.
So if I had to come back to Neeraj sir, did you like always want to cast these, Aditi and Konkana in this role? Had you
No.
always imagined them in these characters?
I'll go back to your earlier question. What would I change? If I had to make the film again, I think I'll cast these.
Oh, you thought about it?
Yeah, so I'm saying I would just do it again. I mean, see, the thing is, the best part about casting Konkana and Aditi was that they both are supremely intelligent as artists to understand the complexity in the film. And also, both of them came with a place of, which was most crucial for me, that they both came from a place of, oh, wow, we want to do this. They didn't come from a place of, sort of judging the characters and saying, okay, we are actors, we're going to play this. But they sort of became that. They didn't come from a place of judging at any point, and that's what I loved about it. Like, the example to give you is like how Swara played this character in Arak in Arkali, and she completely did not judge her character no matter what she was doing in it, and that's why it shines through. Her honesty really shines through the film, and that is what both these women actually brought in, and amazing to actually have. I mean, I'm actually thankful in my career that I actually could work with Konkana once, like at least.
Yeah, just.
So you already like planned that you want to work with such great artists when you're working on the story.
Yes, I was. I mean, see, there was no two ways about it, because see, also with Konkana, the thing is that apart from being a supremely talented actor and uh, someone I could not have imagined, anyone else I couldn't have imagined doing it, but also the fact that she's a director who understands, the complexities even more so now because of her directorial lens to it. So that also sometimes actually it felt like two directors looking at each other and wondering how to co-direct the scene. It almost came down to that. So I actually could sense that, she gets me. If I'm saying that, maybe do not give her that look, or some things like that. You almost feel that, okay, she's going to understand because she's a director. She'll get it. Because even that solace also comes through with Konkona.
Also, my next question is, what is your take on censorship on OTT? Basically, the liberty given to filmmakers.
See, it's not the liberty that's been given to filmmakers. I feel it's more of
liberty that is being taken away.
Yeah, exactly. You put it right. I mean, that's the whole idea because, see, honestly, I feel that we should be able to respect that we are adults and we can make informed choices about what we want to watch and what we don't want to watch. And there are systems in places where you can probably dissuade your child to not watch a certain adult content by ways of, there is that thing that's written on top. And also Netflix now has this pin thing where you can actually child lock certain content, so there is that thing. So I mean, if that is there, then why is there so much of curbing of expression, of curbing of why do people get offended all the time is beyond me. Why can't we celebrate the existence of multiple things in life, and differing people can exist and also differ, and let's all agree to disagree. Can't we do that? I mean, that's how I see things.
Like, and even your take on it, like, how do you, even you're a filmmaker, so how do you see OTT?
Yeah, first I wanted to say that, ever since I saw Masan, I mean, I've been, and Juice as well, I've been a big fan of Neeraj's, and I was really excited to work with him. I didn't think I'd get an opportunity so fast. I just grabbed it when I got it because I was thrilled to work on this film, and I was thrilled to get such an unusual and well-rounded character. About OTTs, I want to say that what was brilliant about OTTs was the fact that there was no censorship and there was so much freedom, not just in terms of like a content, but also in terms of format, whether it's a short film, whether it's documentary or mini-series or reality or film or whatever it is, increasingly that's being taken away. And I think that's a huge problem because if we can't talk about, we can't always only say things which are many times now recently it's happened where the headlines that we read in the newspapers are horrific, but if you mention something similar in content on OTT platform, then there's a problem and there's censorship. So we're not allowed to represent reality, which is very weird, everyone will suffer, mainly audiences, right? Because then what are we making? We are only going to have to work with deep sarcasm, where we are going to say that, oh, we have the best country, we have the best leaders, everything is fine, there's no problem. So we're only going to work like that. We're not ever going to be able to, talk about real issues and how they affect real lives, which is a tragedy which is a smaller tragedy amongst many other bigger ones.
Also, as you said that you jumped on this opportunity, like this character really thrilled you. So how do you choose your films? How do you choose your projects?
You have to find a reason. You have to find a reason. Sometimes, hopefully it's the script, it's the director, it's the content, it's your own part. I love playing characters who are vulnerable. I don't want to play women of substance, all the time, or just women who are very, I keep getting typecast in roles where playing women who are very earnest and morally upright and just like morally irreproachable kind of women. I don't want to play women like that only. It's a host of factors, how well you get along with your director. I love it when my characters go through a period of transformation or go through some kind of a change, or there's some evolution in the character, or a very unusual kind of a role. So there are different, you have to find a reason to do a film. Often it's just like intuition, it's just a gut response.
Right. Also, for my last question, if you could shed some light on Aparna ji's next directorial, The Rapist, like you're a part of it. So if you could please shed some light on it.
Yeah, I'm very excited that we just completed the shooting of the film. The tentative, we don't really have a title yet. It is about rape, and it's about the aftermath of a rape, but we don't know yet if it's going to be called The Rapist or Prisoners or what. We just finished, we were very lucky to have finished the film, in Delhi just before the second wave really hit us. It's a film with Arjun Rampal and Tanmay Dhanania from Catsticks, who's a wonderful actor, and me. And I'm really excited about it. And hopefully it'll release later this year. Let's see how we deal with the censorship on that one.
True.
And I just can't believe that we have this level of censorship when we are allowed to, when we are allowed to vote for our own leaders, but yet we can't choose for ourselves what we want to watch. I mean, it's really abysmal. We can vote for our leaders, but we can't choose who we want to love. We can't choose what we want to eat. We can't choose what we want to watch. I mean, then really, it's really curtailing of civil liberties.
True. And I'll just conclude with this one question. Which was the other Ajeeb Daastans which you liked from the other three?
Oh, I love Shefali Shah. I've just been such a huge fan of Shefali's from Satya and Monsoon Wedding. So I would say my second favorite is Ankahi.
Ankahi, true. And Neeraj, yours?
Mine is Khilona and Ankahi actually.
Okay.
Because I'm a little, because both the films are like, and I really like what Raj Mehta has done in it in terms of the complexity of its narrative. It is so difficult to write such a thing which Sumit has written, but also to direct it with such flair that I don't know. I really think that that's a wonderful film, and of course, Kayo's film as a debut is brilliant. It is, and both the actors are so lovely.
So good, yeah. Both Manav and Shefali. I haven't seen the first two yet.
Oh yeah, okay. But these were so good.
Great, and thank you so much for your time and these wonderful responses, and all the best again.
Thank you, Shivani.
Thank you.